It seems there is this real disconnect at the moment between men and women. Both men and women are choosing to not go into relationships, to remain single because it is easier. Men may be choosing, OnlyFans or porn or something else to get what they need, whereas women are just choosing to be the independent women. I can buy myself flowers type things, such as what Miley Cyrus says. And that's where we're at, because it's easier. But what does that mean now for the future? Not just for, society in general, but for you. What does that mean? It's easier now, yes, but boring. It'll be boring. When we can commit to a two-bodied, loving relationship, there is so much pleasure, so much love, so much enjoyment to be had together.
Looking after your well-being, finances, and personal assets is wise. And for many, staying single is the easiest way to do that.
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
For us to find love.
So I think, well, simple answer is it's definitely added a layer of complication, because now love is treated like shopping. We shop for partners like we shop for shit on Amazon. It's like you scroll through, you find one that looks good, and you click like.
Good reviews.
And good reviews. Look, it's definitely convenient, and it's definitely made life a lot easier. And you never have to deal with rejection, because you don't know if they swiped left on you. You just assume that they never saw your picture, right? Like, it doesn't actually say rejected, I think the problem with it is it's grass is always greener, because it's so easy, to just go swiping. And sometimes you treat it like Instagram. I've done this where I've sat in my bed late at night, because instead of looking at social media, I'm looking at a dating app, and I'm swiping right, like I'm clicking like on a post, and then it says you're connected. I'm like, damn it, because I don't actually want to go through the effort of connecting. I was just liking the post, Scott Galloway talks about this. I can't remember what the numbers are. But the point is there's a massive disparity of men that just don't ever connect. And there's nothing more dangerous in a modern society than a lonely man. Right? And if you look at terrorism, and if you look at mass homicide and things like that, it's very often a lonely man, and you add in sex and incels, and the Middle East, for example, it's 25% during the height of terrorism, a bunch of years ago. It was 25% unemployment in the region, in a shame-based society where you have young men living at home and who aren't employed, and they've never had sex because there's no sex before marriage. And how are you ever going to meet a girl when you live at home and you don't have a job? And then all of a sudden, that stress comes out somewhere. And I think we don't talk about sex and sexuality as a part of our other behaviors. And I for some reason, because we think it's bad to connect sex life with how people show up in the world. But you take somebody who's sexually frustrated, a sexually frustrated man in their mid to late 20s, and all of that pressure and insecurity and, now desperation, it comes out in horrible ways. And the need to exert control comes out in horrible ways. Different conversation.
Guys, check this out. Aside to the fact of all the wild, crazy stuff that's going on social media, the Diddy trials, all these people getting pardons, and all the crazy stuff that's going on around the world, do y'all notice something that a lot of people let slip past them? A lot of guys are no longer dating. I have never seen a time where so many men are so proud to say that they're single, they have their own place, they have their own cars, they got good jobs, they're not being judged. They don't have to worry about if something goes wrong, they're getting exposed all over the internet. Do you know the dating scene not only here in Texas, but everywhere. Guys are just enjoying their lives of being stress-free without all of the headaches. Do you know every time someone starts to date somebody, whether that person has a name for them or the other person has a name for themselves, do you know every time an argument occurs within their household, they get exposed, it's all over the internet, and a lot of guys have experienced it and they're tired of it. So a lot of these men now, they don't care no more about no baddie, because a baddie ain't paying no bills. The looks ain't bringing nothing to the table. A lot of these guys would rather just be single and do their little thing on the side and send their little tails on home. And a lot of females are doing it too. A lot of women want to stay single. They don't want nothing to do with a man or a relationship. But I notice mostly guys now, I've never seen a time like where I have seen so many men are staying single. So I put a post up a while back and I asked, why do so many men stay single now, and why are so many men so happy to be single? A lot of the guys' comments says peace of mind. The majority said that they're tired of getting into it with their girls or their significant others, and they got to get exposed all over the internet, and then a week or two they right back together. So we live in a time now where people don't even want to be in relationships anymore. God made somebody for everybody, but you know what's bad? When people don't even want to date no more. People not even dating anymore. You go into the store now, flowers are expiring on the shelves because people hardly even buy any flowers.
Why is it so hard to find a high value man? What do you mean by that? Like, all I want is a good guy that takes care of me. But there's plenty of good guys out there. What do you mean by take care of you? I don't know, like make me feel safe, take away my stress, take charge for once. Oh, I get it. So a man you could submit to. Ew, what? A man who's bigger and stronger than you? Yeah. A man who can financially support the two of you? Preferably. A man who takes the lead on things? Sure. Right, a man superior to you. Ugh, why are you saying it like that? Like what? Superior, submit, like all these words are disgusting. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that men are superior to me. And I'm a strong woman. I don't submit to anyone. But you want to, huh? How can a man lead if you don't want to submit to that lead? How can a man make you feel safe if he isn't physically superior to you? How can a man support you financially and take away your stress if you don't allow him to? You say that you want all of these things, but the moment a man with those qualities comes around, you feel your independence slipping away and you panic. So how about you submit for once and let one of those good men give you what you want? I'll never submit, and you'll never find a man.
Many women today don't necessarily seek a partnership. They sometimes just want someone to manage, influence, or unload their stress onto.
Here's the truth about why so many women are struggling to find a good man. Men don't want a 2023 type relationship. They don't want a woman who's going to leave them after the first fight. They want someone who's going to love and support them, make them dinner when they get off work, have the laundry done, and get on their knees after a long day.
Y'all really are delusional. Thank you for being a perfect example of what I'm talking about in that video. You making it seem as if men get to go out and handpick the woman that they want, like you at a grocery store, and you get to be like, oh yeah, I want that one right there. And she don't have no say-so in whether or not she like you back. Just because you can do the choosing don't mean that she don't do the picking, right? How many of y'all that went and chose and got shot down? You done went and shot your shot and then it got smacked out your hand. Like, don't sit up here on this internet and play games and make it seem like everybody you ever wanted you done got, because you haven't. That's not a real thing. Most of y'all never end up with the girls that you actually like. You end up settling for the women you can get. You're not in a better situation than single women. No matter whether or not you're a man or a woman, you can only pick from who wants you back. You can't force anybody to want to be with you, Pookie. So that means that no matter what it is you like, no matter what it is you're attracted to, that person has to equally like you just as much as you like them in order for it to work. Y'all men are in the same boat as women. Most of y'all will end up settling. Most of y'all will end up accepting the very things that you said that you wouldn't do. Y'all men saying that y'all won't date women with kids will end up being stepfathers. Most of y'all men who don't have kids will end up being baby daddy number 2, 3, and etc. Most of y'all men who said that you wouldn't be with women that was overweight, you'll end up with an overweight woman. Most of y'all men who said that you wouldn't end up with women who wear makeup and wigs, you'll end up with those women. You will not end up with the woman of your dreams. You will not end up with an Instagram baddie. You will not end up with an 8, 9, or 10. You're going to get a humble 4. And you're going to like it and you're going to take it. That's what most of y'all end up with. But just so you can say that you got a woman and try to throw that up in single women's faces, congratulations, loser. You got something you really didn't want.
They rarely make women like the kind she described anymore. Loyal, nurturing, and rooted in genuine love rather than ego. Nowadays, many prioritize independence over partnership, forgetting that true strength once came from devotion, care, and creating peace together with their partner.
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know and I can try to get the congregation together and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
Men still need to be accepted by the women they're interested in. If she's not interested, that's the end of it. Some expectations out there really are unrealistic.
So, can we talk about how attractive it is to find a man that knows how to be alone? If you've ever talked to a man and dated or whatever's, talked to a man and you ask them how long has it been since you've been in a relationship, and they can say, well, it's been a couple months or it's been a year or whatever. It is so attractive to hear that a man knows how to love his own company, knows how to take care of himself, knows how to feed himself, knows how to pay his own bills, knows how to entertain himself without another female and without having another woman repair or try to heal the broken wounds from his prior relationship. It's just so sexy and so attractive when a man knows how to be alone. It's just, I don't know. Ladies, if you're on here, tell me that that is not a flex, because it is. When I know that a man knows how to be in his own company and enjoy his own space, it's the biggest flex ever. It's so attractive. It's just like, geez, that's a man. Just saying.
It isn't about disliking women. We actually appreciate women. But for years, many men have felt pushed away by messages like stay away, we don't need you, or it's all men until it's no men. So now, a lot of men are simply choosing distance.
You know, I see why men are staying single, because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Many men are just enjoying life without the added stress and conflict.
Did you know that in the last decade, the amount of involuntarily celibate and single men has increased by 253%? There are many reasons for this trend. Lower testosterone levels, easier access to porn, and of course, OnlyFans models. But that's not the full story. The ugly truth is that the modern woman is making more money now and she's no longer interested in the average man. I know I'll get flack for saying this, and it's not good for women either, but it's the world that we live in. Women are out-learning and out-earning men at historically high levels, and it's created what some statisticians refer to as the death of the average male. As a man, knowing this, you can either settle for where you are if you're content, or raise what I call your mating value score if you're not. This is what I help my clients do, and it's how they go from 5s to 9s and increase the quality and quantity of women they date. If you're curious about your mating value score and how to raise it, read the caption.
Rather be single than settle for less than that.
Settle for less than the millionaire?
Just to start out, what's the ideal age for a guy that you would be looking to marry?
Like a 5-year gap would be good. So if I'm 28, maybe like he's in his young to mid 30s.
Okay, so like 33, we'll say?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're 28?
Yes. 30, 35, like in that range.
Okay, so want to go like 33 to go in the middle? Okay, and then how old were you? 28?
28.
Okay.
Ooh, I'd say maybe like 26 or 27.
Okay, we'll go 20. How old are you? 21?
21, yeah.
Pick 26 or 27. Pick
26.
26.
Well, I'm 25,
Okay.
so I'd say the max is like 30 or 32.
Okay. Do we want to go with 30 just to be safe?
Yeah.
For like marriage or something like that? Okay.
And still, look at which gender overwhelmingly keeps society functioning and prevents collapse. It's often seen as a red flag when a woman is older and single for a long time. But when a man is older and single, it may simply mean he has standards and self-respect, not a lack of options.
A world where more and more men are single because women do not want to date them is a world that's very dangerous for women, which is why I worry about retaliation in reaction to the rise of single men. We actually have data from this year that shows young women are way less interested in dating than young men are. And we have data to show that more women than men are single because they simply cannot find someone they are interested in dating. 38% of single American women say the main reason they're not dating is they can't find someone that meets their expectations, compared to only 23% of men say the same thing. College-educated women are the group most likely to say they are single because they can't find someone that meets their expectation, 45%. And I can hear the men in my comments now saying, see, it's women's fault. They have too high of expectation and that's why everyone is single and lonely. But let me remind you that women have always entered into marriages with the expectation that it is going to materially improve their lives. We needed husbands for financial security. We needed them for bank accounts, for credit cards, to have a house to live in. And now women are doing better than men. We are more educated. We are stable on our own. And women who are independent and self-sustaining do not need to get married. When you don't financially need a husband or a partner, you can say, I'm not going to get a partner until I find one that's emotionally supportive, emotionally intelligent, doesn't need me to be his therapist and his mom, doesn't need me to do all the childcare, all the housework. And men will tell you, they do in my comments every single day, that these expectations are just simply too much. I fear for escalating retaliation that this will cause interpersonally between men and women, and also in legislative and policy decisions, like the push to get rid of no-fault divorce, in the rolling back of reproductive rights, and with things like student debt and college affordability. They're not going to make college more affordable when more women going to college results in higher expectations of the men that want to date us. So yeah, that's why I worry about retaliation of men who cannot make it worth it for women to want to date and marry them.
There's hardly a realistic expectation in sight, and many people forget they also need to meet the standards of the partner they want. Women aren't upset that men are single. Men have been single for generations without it ever being treated as some kind of threat. Single men aren't dangerous. They're simply single. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.